unless God is calling you to plant a church, for crying out loud, don't go plant a church. Like make sure God's leading and calling, and it's truly something you can't escape. And if you can escape it, by all means, go do something else. Amen. Go ahead, Jason.
It's funny because my experience of that call was very similar in that I was leading a group of pastors in Central Ohio, and our job from the denomination was to identify the next area that needed a church plant, where we should go about doing it. And I was sitting in this meeting, and we couldn't find anyone that could do it. And I finally said, well, guys, what do you think? Where should we do it? And they mentioned the Delaware, Ohio, which is right outside of Columbus. And actually my wife is the one who even mentioned that earlier because her sister lived there. And she said, they need a good church there. There aren't any. And so I'd been working with this group, and they started describing what that church planter should look like. And I remember we were in this bed and breakfast, and I'm just sitting there, and inside I hear God saying, it's you, stupid. You're the one who needs to go do this. And I went home and told my wife, I said, well, this came up. I don't know. We're not going to do anything yet. And she said, well, when I mentioned that someone should plant a church there, I really thought it was you. I said, well, you could have told me that before, I get all this going. So
just for those that are just for those that are taking notes at home, just know if you're having a bad day, Jesus called Peter Satan, and he called Jason stupid. So I want you to know that in case you're feeling bad about yourself.
Be sure to check out the full episode of the 95 podcast by going to 95network.org/podcast.